Okay, so we are continuing our discussion on this cybersecurity framework, again, breaking it down a control at a time. We've made our way to ID.RM-2, which is Identify Risk Management Strategy Control number 2. That control actually reads, it's a fairly short wording of a control. The organizational risk tolerance is determined and clearly expressed. I will read one that we've created as far as the request for that one. And we're saying that, hey, look, we're looking for documentation, the organization's priorities, constraints, risk tolerances, and assumptions used to support the operational risk decisions. So what we're really trying to say is, hey, look, that in your risk management strategy, that you're taking the risks that you've identified and you're going through the priorities. You're looking at your constraints. Those constraints, the priorities would typically be, okay, what are the highest risks? And our risk mitigation plan, or your risk mitigation plan that we create in an engagement for you, would be a great place. The key is that those planning columns, this is for for our clients, that when we produce that deliverable, those planning columns have not been filled. That's something that the clients actually got to fill out. The key here for this control is that those columns have been filled out, that you've gone through the process of coming up with a plan and you've considered, okay, what are our priorities? What are our constraints? The constraints could be everything from system constraints to financial constraints. The risk tolerances, what risk are we willing to accept? Hey, look, if it's a moderate or lower, we're willing to accept that right now because we have so many high and excessive. We're really trying to work on those first. That's basically needs to be documented. And then the assumptions that you're going under. And, again, assumptions could be as simple as, hey, assuming no outages, assuming no this, that, or the other, this is what our plan of action is. Like I said, the columns that we highlight in blue on the risk mitigation plan give you an opportunity to fill in some of that information. They're not labeled exactly like this, but again, that spreadsheet is open that you can add columns, additional columns if you'd like. But that's the general version of where this control is going to, is that you've gone through and you've considered these things as part of creating that plan related to your risks. So hopefully that explanation of ID.RM-2 was helpful, and we'll move on to the next control.